Hello guys, welcome back to Civil Engineers YouTube channel. In this practical video, I will guide you for steel reinforcement details in the construction of plinth beam, which length is 28 feet. This is designed for commercial building. The span between two columns is 28 feet. I will guide you for size of column inside steel reinforcement. Also, they did some common mistakes in the construction of this plinth beam, so let me guide you for those mistakes. Guys, you can see this is plinth beam steel reinforcement details. First of all, I will tell you grade of steel. They used here 40 grade steel rods in the construction of plinth beam and RCC column. You can see this is 40 grade steel rods, which length is 40 feet or 12 meters. You can see this is 40 grade steel rods. Now let me guide you for size of column. Width of this beam is 12 inches and depth is 15 inches. This is size of plinth beam, but this is not sufficient. That's why, because the length of this beam is 28 feet. Guys, you can see the stirrups. Hooks are bent on 135 degree. So this is very important to provide on 135 degree. So this is best. It should not be provided on 90 degree. Next guys, the spacing between each stirrup is 8 inches. We have 3 steel rods at the bottom in this beam and 3 at the top. Bottom portion is tension zone and upper portion is compression zone. As I discussed in many videos, that used maximum numbers at bottom portion. That's why, because concrete is weak in tension but it's strong in compression, but they used the same die of steel rod, which is 16 mm for bottom portion, and also for top portion they used 3 steel rods at the bottom, 3 at the top. If you see guys, they provided lapping at the distance of L by 3. As you can see, the lapping is about 18 inches. So this is one of the big mistake. In tension zone, they placed the lapping. So this is not the proper place to provide lapping. Also in compression zone. So in both zone, they provided lapping. So this is one of the big mistake. The lapping should not be provided at the distance of L by 3 or L by 4. Because the length of this plinth beam is 28 feet. So therefore, I am telling you, so we have the proper place to provide lapping. As you can see, again they provide the lapping at the junction between beam and column at the distance of L by 4. At bottom portion, also in upper portion. In both zones they provided the lapping. So this is one of the big mistake in the construction of this plinth beam. Actually, they didn't used the structural drawing in the construction of this plinth beam. They did this design just by a steel fixer. So therefore, they did common mistakes in the construction of this plinth beam. On the other side, if you see, the spacing of stirrup is 8 inches. As you can see guys, again they provided the lapping at this place. So we have more lapping length in the construction of this plinth beam. From factory, the standard length of 40 grade steel rod is 40 feet. But unfortunately, they used 3 times lapping just in the length of 28 feet plinth beam. As you can see, this is end of the beam. At the end of the beam, they provided development length. So this is very important, which they did already. Guys, you can see some column spacing is about 24 feet. Some are 28 feet and some are just 8 feet. Guys, you can see the size of this column is 15 by 15 inches. They used here 12 steel rods. Dia is 16 mm. They used 40 grade steel rods in the construction of this plinth beam and also column. Stirrup dia is 8 mm with the spacing of 8 inches. They didn't follow the rules regulation of steel structural drawing. That's why, because of they don't know what is L by 4. At the distance of L by 4, where we have negative bending moment, we are placing the stirrups closely compared to its mid. Shuttering is also ready. After completion of the shuttering for this plinth beam, they will start concrete work. I think they will use the concrete about M15, which ratio is 148. As you can see, they didn't provide the development length at this place. At the end of the beam, development length should be provided. That's why, because of development length can make a good bond between steel and concrete. But unfortunately, guys, you can see they didn't provide it. The development length, guys, you can see they cut the length of steel at this place, which is not the proper design of plinth beam, especially at this section. Here, guys, you can see the spacing of stirrups are about 12 inches, 12 to 13 inches. So this is not the proper steel structural design for this plinth beam. Again, you can see at the middle of this place, they provided lapping at bottom portion also and compression zone. Again, you can see they provided lapping here. So be careful if you are working on construction site. So you should remember what is lapping length, what is the standard length of lapping, where we can place the lapping according to structural drawing. You should provide the design of steel structure. For column beam foundation, don't use less than M20 grade concrete, which ratio is 1:1.5:3. 1 part is cement, 1.5 parts are crush and sand, and 3 parts are crush or aggregate. Size of the beam is 12 by 15 inches, which is not sufficient for this building because this is commercial, not residential building. This is about 4-story building. The use of stirrups are very common in the construction of plinth beam and the construction of column. We call it lateral ties or rings. We have 2 sections, also in beam, also in column. So therefore, the stirrups should be provided according to steel structural drawing. Hope this short video can help you to know about the design of plinth beam and column, and also some common mistakes which I point out in front of you. Thank you.